Hello everyone and welcome to BNB Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. The producers of Bachelor season 29 seem to be putting up obstacles that make it difficult for Grant Ellis to find love. Grant made his debut on The Bachelorette during Gen Tran's season, although he was removed before hometowns. Grant ended his career as a professional basketball player and is currently a day trader in Houston, Texas. He was a good candidate to be the next Bachelor because of his kind and considerate personality. But he might be frantic to find a match because he fears being alone, which would put him under too much pressure. There was a lot of turmoil between the women at the start of Grant's season. After taking up all of Grant's attention, Zoe McGrady was branded a villain early on. She later broke down because she was anxious about her position in relation to the other ladies. Similarly, even though Carolina Quezano had already earned her rose, she stole the show at prom, and the other women don't like her tendency of taking center stage. Because of the drama it produces, I think the producers are interfering with Grant's capacity to control the mayhem. Consequently, Grant has not yet developed a close relationship with any of the ladies. During his single date with Serafina Watkins, Grant, the lead from Bachelor season 29, appeared to finally settle into his routine. After being repeatedly turned up for a one-on-one date, Serafina became worried after falling behind early in the tournament. She and Grant never really clicked, and they were incompatible, in my opinion. However, Serafina's connection with Grant changed when she eventually had the opportunity to spend time alone with him in Madrid. The daunting undertaking of bungee jumping off a bridge was in front of Serafina and Grant. Grant was relieved to find Serafina composed despite his nervousness. He was constantly reassured by Serafina as they plunged off the bridge together. They thought they were falling in love because the date made them a lot closer. However, I'm confident that without the producer's intervention, their relationship would never have developed. Grant and Carolina had been on a date when he bungee jumped off a structure in Las Vegas a week earlier. Unlike his date with Serafina, Grant and Carolina were both afraid and unable to encourage each other. Producers, in my opinion, purposefully set up two comparable dates to highlight the differences between Serafina and Carolina's personalities. Carolina's self-centered behavior continued to turn the women against her, making Serafina appear even more superior in contrast, thus the timing isn't coincidence. Although Grant and Serafina enjoyed a wonderful date, the circumstances gave the impression that their bond wasn't real. Grant doesn't have a clear favorite at this stage of the competition. Although he frequently talks about developing feelings, it doesn't seem like his relationships with the ladies are getting stronger. I'm concerned about Grant's lack of strong feelings for any of the ladies, even though Jesse Palmer told him in week 4 that this was the week when things really get real. I'm also certain that producers are keeping him back. It's possible that his dread of being alone prevents him from criticizing any of the women, and I think producers push him to retain participants who add drama. The pattern of Grant's dates is the same. He ends the night with a rose and says he's starting to feel something. Grant does a great job of reducing the competition, but it doesn't help that his dates are all going well. It's possible that his dread of being alone prevents him from criticizing any of the women, and I think producers push him to retain participants who add drama. Even after knowing that Rose Sompt had told participant Juliana Pasquarosa lies, Grant shocked the audience by giving her a rose. Grant was even more offended when Juliana told him that Carolina had been disparaging him, yet he chose to keep Carolina around. I firmly believe that the show's direction is being dictated by producers rather than Grant's passion. They want him to maintain a high level of tension, but their meddling might be impeding his ability to forge enduring bonds. I'm concerned that Grant won't find love before the competition is over because he doesn't seem to have any real relationships. His hesitancy in the teaser implies that Grant might keep deliberating about his ultimate decision until the very last minute. Even if Grant does get engaged, I have no doubt that his residual reservations will cause him to reconsider, and the engagement might terminate shortly after the last rose ceremony. Grant's generosity, in my opinion, makes him a prime candidate for producer manipulation. In addition to his desire for love, he is dedicated to maintaining the satisfaction of the producers and women. In the end, Grant joined The Bachelor to find a spouse. If he wants to build a relationship that is strong enough to endure a lifetime, he must begin making tough decisions. Grant Ellis' season of The Bachelor is shaping up to be one of the most tumultuous in the show's history, leaving fans questioning whether he'll be able to overcome the obstacles set before him and genuinely find love. From the very beginning, it was clear that Grant was up against more than just the challenge of dating multiple women at once. Producer interference, contestant-seeking drama, and his own internal struggles have all combined to create a season that feels more like a staged spectacle than a journey to romance. Grant first entered the Bachelor Nation universe during Gen Tran's season of The Bachelorette, where he was eliminated before hometowns. His elimination, while disappointing for fans who saw his potential, allowed him to take center stage as the Bachelor lead. A former professional basketball player turned day trader in Houston, Texas, Grant appeared to have all the qualities of an ideal bachelor: charm, sincerity, and a strong desire to find a lasting partnership. However, his fear of loneliness has cast a shadow over his decision-making, making him susceptible to the pressures of production and the chaos within the mansion. The beginning of Grant's season was filled with high drama, making it difficult for him to build genuine relationships. Zoe McGrady was quickly labeled the villain, largely due to monopolizing Grant's time and making the other women feel insecure. However, her breakdown over her insecurities suggested that her behavior stemmed from self-doubt rather than malice. Carolina Quezano, another early standout, continued to dominate group settings, stealing attention in ways that rubbed the other women the wrong way. Carolina's antics at prom, where she took the spotlight despite already having a rose, only fueled resentment among the contestants. While drama is expected on The Bachelor, the way these situations unfolded suggested a level of producer interference that went beyond standard reality TV fare. By failing to step in and help Grant navigate these conflicts, the producers seemed more focused on increasing viewership than on allowing him to foster real connections. This resulted in a stalled journey where Grant, despite being surrounded by potential love interests, struggled to establish meaningful bonds. Grant's one-on-one date with Serafina Watkins in Madrid was a turning point, at least on the surface. Serafina had been overlooked in the early weeks, and her concern over being continuously passed over was understandable. Their date, which involved bungee jumping off a bridge, proved to be a defining moment in their relationship. Unlike his experience with Carolina in Las Vegas, where both were paralyzed with fear, Grant found solace in ability to remain calm and reassuring. The timing of these two dates raised suspicions. The Bachelor producers are known for crafting compelling narratives, and the juxtaposition of these similar but starkly different experiences was too deliberate to ignore. Carolina's inability to support Grant during the Las Vegas jump cast her in a negative light, while Serafina's poise made her seem like the perfect partner. This made it feel as though producers were less concerned about authentic relationships forming and more interested in controlling the audience's perception. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.